Alright, hello there. So, welcome to a little compilation of Advanced Lobby Silverberries from Strawberry Jam. Decided to do a little, post-commentary thing, because, I mean, if this was just all the Deathless runs, who would even watch this video? There's, so many others you could go watch, so... Hopefully this will be a little more interesting than just random Deathless runs. So, yeah. This video, I've got 10 done, and yeah, I'm just gonna kind of talk about the silvers and stuff, how they each were. Sands of Time here, this was an interesting one. I really didn't like this map casually, but the silver ended up still being pretty enjoyable, because honestly, the biggest issue I had with it was, I didn't like how things were tutorialized, and it, got really confusing, but in a silver, when I already know everything perfectly, it ended up being pretty enjoyable. Because, yeah, I mean, the gimmicks here with the time crystals are pretty confusing, especially, I think in the room after this, there's, a thing that's really not obvious. There's basically the gray ones just freeze time for a set period, and the blue ones will freeze time until you run out of dashes, basically. And in here, we're gonna see the gimmick that, made me not like this map too much the first time, because if you dash while in a dash crystal, it won't refreeze, and I got stuck here because that was, really not made clear enough in the tutorials. And, yeah. This is a pretty long silver. Some of them are, only even, barely a minute, but this one goes on for a bit. Don't have too much else to say about it. I don't do a ton of, strats or anything in any of these. Maybe a couple here and there, but not much. At the time of doing this voiceover, I've also done 3 additional ones other than these 10, but releasing 10 in a video seems good. I'll probably try to do 10, another video with 10, and then the last 5, because there's 25 maps in this lobby to do Deathless. A couple of them I'm not looking forward to. I do not exactly want to do the Tower or Synapse Deathless, but I'm probably gonna go for it eventually anyway. Lethal Laser Laboratory, there's also, nothing to say about this, honestly. It's, the easiest advanced. It's the easiest advanced. It's, only even a minute long. And, it's really easy. The only reason this is even in advanced is because there's, 2 reverse wave dashes or something. It's pretty darn easy, so... I was gonna say something else, but I've forgotten already. I guess almost the only notable thing is that I, didn't notice that bottom platform there in the previous room, and I, got stuck here on my first replay through because I, forgot how it worked, but, so that was a little funny, but otherwise, this is just really chill. Oh, right, I wanted to mention how, the timer's gonna, the timer and berry count are gonna, jump around a bunch, because I'm doing the silvers in a pretty random order, just kind of whatever I feel like doing. But for the sake of the video, I've put them all in the journal order, so you're welcome, golden verifiers. But, yeah. Ah, yes, Lost Woods. Yeah, how did I even manage that death, honestly? That's just impressive. But yeah. This is like... This map is a bit funny, because, like, the silver, it sucks, but it's also, like, really, really easy, so... I can't, like, actually be mad when I spent, like, a grand total of, like, 10 minutes, maybe, playing it. Like, 5 minutes, I died, like, twice, and spent, like, 5 minutes watching someone else's silver to learn the route, and that's all, so... I can't really be mad, even though it was not really fun. Yeah, the whole gimmick of this map is it's basically a giant maze. There's the different like portals that change basically the season, and you need to like go through them in like specific ways and orders to get the keys. Because the keys will only be in that spot if you're in the correct season. Like, you could still reach this area in green or purple, but the key won't be there. So yeah. This is certainly a controversial map, casually, because you're kind of liable to just get stuck and wander around pointlessly for a long time, which can kind of suck. But at the same time, it is like kind of an interesting puzzle, and some people like really enjoy solving that puzzle. I think I'm kind of like rare in that I had a like kind of neutral opinion. Like, I kind of did enjoy the puzzle solving, but also it, like, got pretty boring, so... My casual experience wasn't, like... Because I feel like people usually, like, love or hate this map, but I actually, like, was kind of neutral to it, so... I'm not sure if that's common. I, like, hesitate there so much because I, like, died to the wall bounce the last time. That's funny to think about. It's like, don't die to a basic ass wall bounce again. Also, the silver run's a bit funny coming up. I don't think I actually, like, do what you're supposed to do. Because I just, like, watched one, I mean, it was Paradash's, like, rainbow video I use for a lot of things. And you're supposed to be going down this in green, and I realized that here. And, like, I didn't really know, like, yeah, this is me, like, what did I do wrong? Because I, like, only, like, half remembered the route I used, but I basically just do the loop again, and it works, so... This is not optimal. Do not use this route if you're trying to silver this, but yeah. Worked out in the end, so that's all that matters. I go to the journal here. It's kind of random if I, like, go back to the thing or show the journal in some of these clips. I should probably be more consistent with that, but it doesn't really matter. Jellyfish Sanctum. This map's pretty fun, honestly. I enjoyed this. It's not too long. It does not overstay its welcome. It's got indicators, and it's just a really interesting gimmick of being able to stand on the jellies, so... Pretty good time. There's not a ton to say about it. Like, if you know how this level works, it's probably pretty understandable what's all gonna happen here. It's a bit tricky, but I got this one pretty fast. And this trick is really cool, just in a casual sense. I mean, it doesn't really affect the silver, it's just how you play the map is kind of a neat idea. It's cool to like have a custom gimmick like that and also have like unique tricks specific to it. Made it pretty fun casually. If anything, the only complaint I would have is like how these last two rooms kind of difficulty spike a fair bit. Wow, I was really close to that spinner. I did not even like remember that in the moment. That one too. Why am I playing like this? I guess that's also just like jellyfish maps in a nutshell though. And that's the silver. Tectonic Trenches. This is certainly a map. I mean, it's a jelly juggling map, and jelly juggling is like really confusing at the best of times, so it's kind of just a fine map. It's not like it's bad, but it can be a bit confusing and annoying the first time. Silver was fine. I got it a lot faster than I thought. And again, I don't even know if like the strats I'm doing are actually good. I just watched Parrot's video and like that's what he did. This room especially, I didn't really like this room for a casual sense, in a casual sense, because it's just like the way you do it, how you like only get the jelly and like come back for the pink crystal, like that's really not intuitive. I feel like that could have been just like indicated a little better for the casual players, or just anyone casually doing it, not Deathless, but doesn't really matter for the silver. Ignore me failing the hurdle for 7 times, by which I mean 2. Also, I just realized now, watching this back, that I somehow had the exact same amount of deaths in Jellyfish Sanctum and Tectonic Trenches, so that's funny. Anyway, Forest Rush, or perhaps I should say Forest Banger, because this map is goated out of its mind. It's so fun. The entire gimmick is this skateboard, which like it's just a sprite. The actual mechanic is just you have less friction with the ground, so you just start zooming, and it is very, very, very fun. And I'm pretty sure like basically everyone who's ever played this map will agree with that. So. And honestly, and the like music and whole like dark forest thing are just epic too. Like this is my second favorite advanced lobby map, and it was probably like same thing for silver. It was really fun to silver too. I move so slowly and carefully here. I'm just so like terrified of like dying in this transition room for some reason. I guess the only other thing of note is this silver and one other I did like months ago in the first half of the year, just because I did my 2 favorite maps like a lot earlier. More recently, I've come back to grind out a lot more advanced silvers. I was also terrified of, like, dying from bouncing off the heart in a bad way, so I do that, like, insanely careful setup just to, like, not die there. Pretty funny. And yeah, this was the first silver. Forest Rush was the first silver I did in Advanced. Anyway, Toggle Fury. I think this was the first one I did, like, recently after coming back. This map's pretty good. I'm not really even sure, like, why I chose this one. It's like, it can be a little jank, but it's still, like, pretty fun. And it's really short, so despite being right, it's fairly easy to silver. I just took, like, a little bit of practice to actually just remember what, like, weird text it wants from you, because momentum stuff can be finicky, but it's not, like, really hard with a bit of practice. Also, this sound was pretty good. I guess that kind of made the whole experience a bit more chill. This is final room already, so pretty chill silver. You can also see me, like, being very careful to make sure it actually says skip cutscene and I don't, like, retry. I also failed this hurdle try. I'm not very good at them. Ah, yes, Superstructure. This is a bit of an unfortunate one, almost, because this was my 3rd favorite map in the lobby casually. Like, in the casual sense, I adored this map, the atmosphere and all, and honestly, it just actually feels really cool and creative to play. Super fun casually, but the silver was not very fun at all, honestly. Like, throwable gameplay just kinda can be inconsistent. It's kinda just always at least a tiny bit inconsistent, so you just get, like, random weird deaths to the box going, like, somewhere completely different when you're, like, barely, like, not even noticeably, like, off what you were supposed to do, so can make these kind of maps pretty frustrating, and I did not get very lucky or anything. In fact, I got quite unlucky. I also do have, like, my controller is really fucking old, and the cable for it, like, basically barely works, and it tends to, like, disconnect a lot, and it's usually, like, not that much of an issue. It's not, like, super common, but for some reason, the day I was getting this silver, it was disconnecting, like, so much more than usual, and that just made it even worse than unlucky on a throwable map already was, so yeah. Unfortunate how that worked out. Yeah. Unfortunately, not a fun silver, but banger casually. Also, this is funny. I move so slowly here because I remember there's that like one gap in the ground, and I'm like literally like I've gotten so unlucky. If I like somehow like don't extend the hyper and like fall down that gap, I will hate myself so much. So I just like do that slow ass movement, which is pretty funny to look back on. Anyway, Starlight Station. That's a fascinating death back there. This is easily my favorite advanced map, and it was also, I did this after Forest Rush, like quite a few months ago, but still makes it into this compilation. And yeah, this map is just so good. I think this right here, the fact that I'm going out of my way for berries on a deathless run, that should just already tell you how much fun this map is. If I'm willing to go for a full clear deathless, that should just say something on its own, because usually you don't want to spend too much longer than you need to on doing something like this, even if it's enjoyable. But yeah, this map is just so fun. I wanted to spend as long here as I possibly could, so full clear silver. Yeah, there's not too much else to say. I mean, this map is just, like, godlike zip mover gameplay. It just all feels and, like, flows so well. It's unbelievably fun. It's hard to describe, but, like, if you've played the map, you know exactly what I mean. And I would highly recommend anyone play this map, even if you like just getting into advanced, like, try this map. It's so good, it's so worth your time. This berry is also really cool. This is like my favorite like way to do berries, when you just kind of do a like kind of different like offshoot that's a bit like wackier than the normal design. Like might feel a bit out of place in like along the main path, but it makes for like a perfect berry. It's also nice that this map is like actually has some decent length to it. Like, honestly, my biggest problem with, like, Forest Rush, and also a couple, like, other maps and other lobbies, like Hypnagogia, is, like, they're fun, but they're, like, so short they don't last long enough, but this actually, like, goes on long enough to be fully satisfying, which is really nice. Shows the delayed ultra here. I'm not explaining that. If you know, you know. And that is the end of the normal map, but I still have one more berry to grab for this run. Because, you know, full clear, so up above the heart we go. And this run is also pretty sick, like the entire rest of the map, so... Also fun that you get to hear the, like, silver sound right after another berry. Makes a different sound if you get more points from it. And I believe last for this video, Call of the Void. This this is quite a map. It's, as you can very obviously tell, it's a zero gravity map, which makes it kind of a puzzle map. It's pretty like hybrid puzzle execution. Like, it's still pretty tight in a lot of parts, but a lot of it is also just like, how do I even get through this section at all? It's unfortunately kind of sucks to silver, honestly, because like the way zero gravity works just fundamentally is like you spend a bunch of time doing like random just floating through air just to get to like random choke points. Like this room, glossed a bit over it, but those like 2 hyper dashes in the building like actually suck ass. You like can go too like little or too like far on them. You have to like micro adjust your exact like jump height, and they suck. But yeah, I would not really recommend just grinding this map straight. I kind of just like played it for like 20 minutes here and there until I got it, which made the experience not too bad, and like dislike it that much because of the way I played it. Also, this is really funny. I think I like one time died by like dashing too early, like into the spike above that spring, and then after that I'm like, yes, how do we do this safer? And I just do like literally the tiniest possible down motion. So I go like so slowly downwards. It's pretty funny. This here too is kind of just filler. It's like a somewhat interesting movement puzzle in the casual clear, but for a silver it's kind of just annoying filler before you get to another random choke point somewhere. I also think I had one death to like literally just to the moon cycles on those like 2 blocks. I like dashed but just slid across the top of the bottom one. So that was not very enjoyable. I also get like comedically close to dying at like basically the last input of the map right there, which is funny. And also I do this like funny ass setup. I like for some reason didn't realize you can just like jump up and dash right, and I like do that weird ass setup to buffer away from the heart instead, which is pretty funny. But hey, I'll pretend it's like technically safer, so there, that's my defense. And that's the end of the video, so enjoy. Hope you had a good time watching. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll probably have another video like this coming eventually with more advanced silvers, so we'll see how that works out. Bye for now.